You guys, I am kind of tired and I don't know why. I feel like I got adequate rest and I am loving this gray, y'all. I'm not like most people. I want to become wise. Like, I believe what the Bible says, and it says that a crown of grace is a crown full of wisdom. And I used to not be wise, so I didn't have any grace, and I accept all the grace that want to come my way, you know. So I have a lot to say, but like I said, I'm tired. I don't know. I feel like waiting in that line just now to get my little Dutch Bros. What did I get? A banana bread chai latte with oat milk. And I've never gotten it hot there before. It's pretty good. I normally get it iced, but it is currently 53 degrees out, according to the thermometer in my truck. Yep, excuse me. Look at the nails. Look at the nails. My best friend's supposed to have them paid for them. I paid for them. My best friend's supposed to be done reimbursing me, so I need to check in with that real quick. But here it goes. I felt like I slept decent, but I probably didn't sleep that good, to be honest. I slept on the couch. That's where I messed up first. And normally I can sleep pretty good if I'm like reclining in my couch. But I like laid down long ways instead of in the recliner, and I don't think that was good. Because then I'd be using this pillow that's just a little bit too thick. But anyway, see, I'm rambling. I'm like tired, but I'm on my way to do like my first real day shift. This is so weird, going to the strip club at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty strange. Even the girl from Dutch Bros, she was like, hey, anything fun planned for today? I'm like, girl, I'm just going to work. And she's like, okay, I feel that. I said, yeah, I pray I'm as busy as you, because I waited in that line for a good little minute, about 15, 20 minutes, maybe even longer, I don't know. But she was like, well, I'm praying for you. And I'm just thinking, like, I've been thinking all morning, like, I guess strip clubs stay open 24 hours, 7 days a week, because they've seen it work for them. So I'm assuming I'll be able to get some business, but I'm gonna see. I don't know. This is like so strange to me. Like the 3 clubs that that's like I'm driven to right now are all 24-hour clubs, and I think that works pretty good because I was trying to think of a schedule because I don't want to be like club hopping. I'd rather like I do want to find out what works, right? So I don't want to just limit myself to what I feel like works. It's just because I feel like it doesn't mean that it is gonna work, right? So, but I gotta come up with a plan first because like mentally it's kind of straining. Like I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go there, but what time this? I still gotta be a mom. I still gotta take care of the house. I still gotta do this. I still gotta do that. I still gotta go get a wax later. I still gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Like clean out my car yesterday. What else did I do yesterday? What is something? I'm just moving forward, baby. I'm just moving forward, to be quite honest. And too, like, I got a test. I got a test this past weekend when my friend's friend came in. You'll have to watch one of the other videos. I don't know to discover about that. But my friend's friend came in from out of town, from back home, and we kicked it. We just went to a bar and had several drinks. But I kissed him. I haven't kissed nobody in like over a year. It had to have been like at least a year. I don't know. It wasn't like no tongue, like down, like make out. It was just like a little soft, subtle kiss. But it felt so good to me, and I think it was just me. Like getting out, enjoying myself. I think if it would have been anybody that was decent to look at with some good conversation, I probably would have felt the same way. I'm gonna be quite honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Cause I've never been drawn to this guy like that. Like he's been around. I've never been drawn to any of his friends like that. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. Because I said on the other video, like, I always felt like I chose the wrong friend. And I did, but, like, the wrong friend to be friends with. Not the wrong friend to, like, make something with. Because I'm sure everybody in his friend group would agree with me when I say, like, he's not the most personable person. He's a great friend. He's cool. He's been there for me time and time again. We have a great time. He's funny. But it's just, yeah. Anyways, I didn't really get on here to talk about that. But man, I didn't pass the test. Because after I kissed him, I started getting clingy. I started to go back to my old ways. Like, girl, you haven't talked to this man in years. You hang out with him for one night, and now you think y'all finna go off and get married somewhere. Which wasn't entirely the truth. But, you know, that's what I was giving. Let me make sure I'm going. Okay, we're good here. I don't know. I kind of like the tilted view. But, I started getting my little feelings. I was hitting him up. And, like, texting him first thing in the morning. Telling him to call me when he gets a chance. When he didn't call me back. That be the part oh Jesus, this is why I love this. This is why I love this. This is why I love to pick this little thing up and just get to yap and just yap away. Unrestricted yap time. I love this stuff. Because I just realized where I be going, like that's my biggest trigger. And I gotta work on that because it's not cool. It's uncouth. Or I need to work on my reaction. I can't necessarily do too much about the trigger itself, but I can about my reaction. That's what it is. Because when people don't call me back, I get so, like only if I want to hear from you, obviously. And it's funny because this other guy, so I got my hands a little bit full right now, and I ain't even really taking nothing serious at all, so, but at the same time, I'm glad that things are working out the way they are, because I was doing a little bit too much DTM, a little too much. Not that I'm going out with these people or even talking on the phone with them, but I did somebody FaceTime me that's been trying to get my attention for years, and it was like, can you finally let me get your attention? And I don't know. Is it dancing? I think it's dancing. It's got me smelling myself and feeling myself in this whole little, anyways. It could be a number of things. Because also, like, not the idea of continuing my hustle outside of the club, but quite the opposite, you know, like, come save me from this, like. Anyways, I'm, again, just jawing around. But now this guy, you know, finally was like, well, let me get some of your attention and see what I do with it. Because I was like, what you gonna do with it if I do give you? He was like, let me get some and see if I doubt. So I gave him my phone number. So we're texting for a little bit. He's like, call me or something like that. Or he's like, can I call you? I don't even know. I feel like he just FaceTime. And I don't like that. I like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very much the type of person, like how I did my friend's friend. I didn't just up and FaceTime him. I texted him, but I would never just like up and call or up and FaceTime. People be having lives. Like, I don't like when people do that to me, to be quite honest. Like, sometimes it's cool, but I be feeling some type of way. Like, baby, I'm living my life. How do you know that I'm at a point in my life where I can just answer your phone call? Is that what I'm doing? How about you call me and you ask me, prepare me mentally? But again, that's me. I can work on my reaction to that, because I used to get irritated when people just call me out the blue. I ain't gonna lie. I remember I was talking to one of my exes. I was like, she gonna call me at 5 p.m. I was taking a nap. He was like, it was 5 p.m. Like, most people are taking. Anyways, I was pissed too. I ain't gonna hold. So he calls me and we're on FaceTime, and I got the biggest fucking red flag. I got the biggest fucking red flag I've ever fucking gotten in my damn life. And I done seen some red flags in my time or two. You feel me? But this one here, this was a different one that I ain't never seen before. I'm seeing a lot of things I ain't never seen before. That's interesting. Cheers to that. So, first of all, dude tells me like, yeah, the universe looking out for you. You done ran into a great nigga, like blah blah. Like, ew, that's so unattractive to me. That's so uncouth. Like when people compliment me, sometimes I'll add on to their, like, I won't necessarily add on to their compliment, but I'll like say like, good for you for noticing. Like, I'm glad you know. Like, I'll do stuff like that. But as far as like throwing my own compliments out there, like, yeah, I'm a great person and blah blah blah, like, ew, that's a red flag for me. Like, because a great person doesn't ever have to say they're a great person. It just shows. It's just like, you know, some people don't need to advertise. Some companies, they just are who they are. You rarely see a Louis commercial, being honest. Might see a couple Gucci advertisements, you know. Chanel, it's very rare. Anyways, that wasn't even the biggest red flag. Okay, you ready? Sorry. When he's saying how good of a dude he is and how he just works and this and that, and he's listing off all of his great qualities, right? And then so I don't even remember most of them, but the one that I remember was that he does not have a mental illness or whatever the hell. He was like, no mental nothing, illness or nothing like that. He said something along those lines, and I'm like, okay. Okay. I'm noticing in this past week alone that when somebody says they don't, or, you know, like, they preface with like, don't think this or don't think, most of the time it's because it's right. They don't want you to think that. Like the girl in the club, she was like, you know, he's not my pimp. Like, I wasn't thinking that until you said it. So he's got to be now, in my mind at least. But anyways, yeah, so that was a red flag. But I'm like, okay, Sierra, you know, people get nervous when they first talk to somebody for the first time. Like, give them another chance type stuff. So he wanted to get on the phone again the other day, or I think it was yesterday. He texted me. I was asking what I was doing, and he was like, FaceTime me. I'm like, I fucking don't want to. I think like 20, 30 minutes later, I finally was like, fuck it. And I did, and I don't know. It's just like, it's giving very cynical, which is most of the population these days, if I'm being quite honest. But it's just like, you know, yeah, I be sleep. I'm a grandpa. I this, I that. Like my type of nigga lets me do the yapping. I do the motherfucking yapping. That's my type of nigga. I'll be like asking him questions, and he'll give me an answer. And then he'll ask me a question, and he'll probably ask me some more after that question. You know what I'm saying? Or it's level playing field. Like that's what I had liked about Friend's friend who came, who I kissed. Because it was such level playing field. There was never a moment where I felt like I needed to speak over him, or where he needed to speak over me, or where we didn't hear each other out. Like, we may not have even like totally agreed on everything that we were discussing, but there was like an understanding. There was a desire to just have community, communion, unity. Anyways, that's cool that communion and unity is community. I never even noticed that. That's right. I'll see, that's why I love this thing. I love this. he didn't even let me ask the questions. This other little dude who been begging for my attention. He just wanted my attention to hear himself fucking talk. That's what it seemed like. I don't even get a chance to ask no questions because by the time you done talking, I don't want to fucking hear you talk no more. To be honest, I'm ready to get the fuck off the phone. So he just texted me this morning and he said, "I see you're not a phone person." Actually, yes, the fuck I am. Look what I'm doing right now. I'm yapping. I'd rather yap to my fucking self on my phone than hear somebody just yap the whole time. Rather hear myself. Sue me. But ooh, this is interesting. This is very interesting to be going to the club at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm glad I have a job that I can go, clock in at random hours and things like that. But a 24-hour strip club is just like I don't know. I'm speaking. Horse. That was something. That was something. I was very productive there, though, I will say, in my own personal matters. But as far as making money at the club, that wasn't happening. I was only there, well, I was there for a long time, but I spent the first like 2 hours getting ready. It was a minimum of 2 hours I spent getting ready. It could have been a little bit longer. So I think I got there like 9 o'clock. And, oh shit. Sorry, creepy. I think I got there at like 9 o'clock. And left at 2. But I wasn't ready until like 11-ish. A little bit after 11. So yeah. We'll say like I was there for 2 hours and nothing happened. Like I was ready for a solid 2 and some change. And nothing happened as far as like traffic goes in the club. But I was able to like clear out some memory from my phone. Like that's always a win for me because I'm not ready to buy another phone. Like mine still works, but I just be running out of memory sometimes. So I'll be having to figure out ways where I can clear out some memory, and I was able to spend that 2 hours clearing out like 20 gigabytes, which is a lot. It's a lot. If you know, you know. But yeah. And then like I'm finally getting the weird vibes from the dancers, right? Like now that I'm at these clubs where these hoes really be making some money, I'm starting to really see how these hoes be acting. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the other clubs I was at, they don't be getting a bag and shit like that, but it's different, let me just say. Like when I was at Crazy Horse earlier, it was literally just the 2 of us at first, and then a third girl had showed up within like an hour, and everybody was like, you know, just sitting minding their own business. It was pretty quiet. But then a 4th girl had showed up, and she was very lively and very friendly, but I honestly don't know if she saw me. I think she didn't see me because her vibe was super friendly, and I feel like if she saw me, she would have asked me if I wanted some coffee, okay? Because she came in, she said hey to the other 2 girls. She went to the bar and she's like, please tell me you got some coffee. And then she came back and she was like, he said, do you guys want some coffee too? And she asked both of the girls, but she didn't ask me. She didn't ask me if I wanted some coffee. And I didn't take it personal. Like I said, I just said, oh, she doesn't see me. It's dark in here. It's very dark in there. And I'm, you know, darker complexion. So anyways, but so I was like, yeah, it was already about time to go. So I went ahead and was like, yeah, let's go. I had a couple Crazy Horse dollars that I cashed in. It was nothing. But that was probably the highlight of my day, was going back and meeting with the managers to cash in my Crazy Horse dollars, because he was really cool. He was really laid back. He complimented my handshake. I always love when somebody compliments the handshake. Like that just makes me feel like connected to that person. Because it's like, ooh, we got a connection. Anyway, but yeah, all was well. Just no money. That's all. The money is an additive, as I continue to try to tell myself. So get off a Crazy Horse, go pick my son up. He wanted to go somewhere, tried to get him to go somewhere, but he wasn't going to be able to find a ride back. And baby, your mama has to pay these bills, sir. So if you can't find a ride back, I got to go to work. So you ain't going to be able to go. I can take you there. Also went and got a sugar wax. I'm going to be honest. I can't wait to see how good of a job she did, because I didn't even get to go shower or nothing. I went right to work after I got that sugar wax. I dropped my son off because he came to the appointment with me, thinking that I was going to be able to take him where he needed to go right after the appointment. But unfortunately, whatever ride he had to bring him home was like, it wasn't able to do it no more. So I ended up having to drop him off. But anyways, after I dropped him off, I went right into work. So I'm not quite sure how the cooter is looking right now after the sugar wax. But by the way she did, from my experience, I don't think I have a hair in sight. And I'm going to be honest, I ain't never been to no wax person and they got everything. The first wax I got was very close. They got mostly everything. Like I probably just had a few little hairs, you know what I'm saying? Second wax, they could have did better. Third wax, which was my first sugar wax when I got here, she ain't do that great of a job either, to be honest. I found myself plucking between 10 and 20 hairs. And the sugar wax hurt. Oh my God. Then after that, I was like, okay, well, maybe it's the sugar wax. Maybe I need to go back to waxing. Because the second wax I got ever in life was at Walmart. And so that was the one I was like, oh, they didn't do very good. So I'm like, it's fucking Walmart. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go back to European wax and get an actual wax, which is what I did the first time. And I'm like, I'll have the results that I had the first time, which was incredible. And I did not. I actually had to go back the next day because it was pretty terrible. And they did a free cleanup. And I ended up tipping the girl because I felt like she did a great job. But come to find out, she really didn't. It was still some hair left after that too. So I was like, yeah, I won't be back here. I actually need to call and cancel my appointment. But I went today to do another sugar wax. And the reason why I chose, even though I know it's more painful, the reason why I chose to do another sugar wax versus a traditional wax is because it's more beneficial. That's why it's more painful. Ooh, hallelujah! That'll preach right there. Come on now, somebody. Oh, yeah! Sometimes when it's more painful, it's because it's more beneficial. And that's the message today, you know? That sugar wax, it exfoliates, you know. It does a little more than just a regular wax, so it's gonna feel a little more, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I digress. After I dropped my son off, I went ahead and went in. I was conflicted, I'm not gonna lie. Even by the time I had dropped him off and left out of my apartment complex, I wasn't quite sure whether I was gonna go to the club I had been to before, like the full nude club, which is called Little Darlings. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go there or if I was gonna go to this club that I went tonight, which I prefer topless. I don't prefer full nude, you know. I prefer topless help. But I'm not the only one who prefers that. So with that being said, the competition is a little bit less in full nude. There may be an opportunity for me to make a little more money when it comes to the full nude clubs. But I prefer topless. I really, really do. And I feel like it's just a classier vibe, like just all around, like topless neat. I'm comfortable nude because, as I said before, that's how God made us. The body is beautiful. It's art. He never told us to cover it up. We wanted to cover it up after we made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like, oh my God, I don't want to get naked. No, it's not a big deal for me. But do I prefer it? No, I think it leaves more for the imagination, right? Which is always good. But anyways, so I was conflicted. I was like, do I go show off this fresh wax that I just got, baby? I didn't even know how I was looking, but I could tell that she talked the whole time. I ain't gonna lie, but she was good. Shoot. So I'll listen. That shit hurt too. Oh my God. Anyways, so I looked at traffic and it seemed like it would take less for me to get to the topless, which is the direction I was leaning anyways, right? I'm trying to get out of this mindset, which is really difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you, of like being money driven. Like, let me go where I'm gonna make the most money, because obviously that's what I'm in this business for. I'm in it to make money. But that should not be the driving force. That should not be the factor that I chase after, because I never know where the most money is going to be. So I should go based off of where my heart is leading me, not based off of what I believe. You know, I have this fictional idea that I've created. It's just follow my intuition, follow my soul. Like, don't go based off of like trying to be logical and put numbers together and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah shit. So anyways, I looked at the timing, and timing just seemed like it would work better off. And I just like the vibe there. So anyway, so, as I was pondering on my decision making, I also considered the money aspect, right? So for day shift at Rhino, where I just left, as long as you clock in before 10 o'clock, or before 9 o'clock, because you have to leave at 9. I thought it was 10. I thought it was 10, and I almost screwed myself over with that. But as long as you leave before 9 o'clock, you pay $20. You can come anytime between 1 and 9. You pay $20, flat fee. The nude club, if you come between 11 and 5, you come before 11, you stay at least until 5, it's free. I can't really do that. I got a kid. So if you leave before 5, but you come at 11, you pay $30, which is only $10 more than there. But still, you know, $10 is $10. And then also, like, I don't know, like getting there at 11, like that's, I don't know. Sometimes I want to get there a little later. You know what I'm saying? I may have things to do with my day. So if I get there after 11, and I'm going to leave in a little bit to go get my son, like it just didn't make no sense. So basically, if I would have went right after I dropped my son off, like when I was deciding whether I was going to go to the topless or this nude one, if I would have went to the nude one, I probably would have had to end up paying $160. Because number one, anytime you come after 3 p.m., which is when I was going to be coming, anytime after 3 p.m., automatic $80. If you stay past 8 p.m., which is when the night shift starts, I think it's another $80. So I would have been off 160. So I was just like, probably would have made some money, but I probably would have been, I don't know. It's possible I don't know. Who knows? Exactly. That's why I said I can't really just keep going off the money factor, right? I have to go off of what God is telling me, the Holy Spirit. So anyways, ended up deciding, okay, Rhino's best. Went to Rhino. And we finna get into this real quick before I go into the crib and wash my son's hair, because baby, what the fuck? So, going to Rhino, I haven't eaten nothing all day. I know I'm probably gonna have a couple of drinks. So my first thing, well, actually, when I first walk in, I was kind of confused, because mind you, it's only my second day here, and it's just, anyways. So when I walk in, normally you go through the back, right? You valet. But when it's slow and when it's day, you can go through the front. So I went through the front, walked in. I'm going the opposite way from the fucking dressing room. And I feel it in my spirit. So I asked one of the girls, I'm like, hey, baby, am I going the right way to the dressing room? And she was like, no, love, it's this way. So I turn around, whatever, go to the dressing room. So that already was like, oh, shit. But anyways, no big deal. We're still going to have a great night. So my first focus was getting dressed so I can go order some food from the bar. So I only had like $20 cash on me. They don't take tap. So I wasn't able to get what I wanted, which was a salmon teriyaki bowl. So I had to settle for some fries, which is probably what I needed anyway. So I just got me some freaking fries and freaking, I think I'm gonna go get me something to eat now anyways. So I got me some damn fries, and I ordered the fries, and this guy next to me was gonna order me a drink, but I had to go on stage. So I ended up going on stage, and then another girl came and got the fucking drink from him. So that was that. It was fun. Then when I came back down, this girl came and sat next to me. She's like, girl, I've been out of this for 6 months. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm back. Like, what's to it? And I'm like, yeah, I know. And so she was like, a whole bunch of white men just walked in. I was like, I see, baby. I was like, you trying to go get him? Like, let's go get him. So on our way to go get him, I see a black man sitting down by himself. I'm always going to go to my black man before I go to my white man. I'm sorry. Like, I love white men, but I can't. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, love, you go ahead and go over there. I'm going to meet you over there. You cool with that? You comfortable? And she was like, I don't know. They were giving kind of standoffish. Like, she really wanted me to go with her. I said, well, I'm not finna go right now. And she was like, I need some tips. Like, help me. Like, put me on. Give me some game. I said, I got you. Go. I'll be over there in a minute. Like, I'm finna, So I did, and I made like little $100 off of him or whatever. And I had to work for that motherfucking $100. I ain't gonna lie. His ass, he smelled good, but it wasn't the smell that I wanted on me, and I felt like it transferred over to me, like his cologne. So there was that in itself. And then 2, he was just like patty caking on my ass, like, and he was punching it and shit like that. Which he wasn't punching it hard. It was like, nothing was uncomfortable, but it was just like, you know. I like men who sit there and don't touch. Those are my favorites. Or do very minimal touching. But he was like, you know, he was having fun. He was like doing a light drumming session on my ass. And so I definitely had to work for that shit. But anyways, so yeah, there was that. Got that little rhino or whatever from him. And in the midst of that, he had bought me a drink, but he also bought a drink for his friend who was sitting across the room, because they have a minimum. You got to have at least a $50 tab when you're using card. So we were at like 43 or something like that. And so he was like, well, go across the room. That's my friend over there. Order him something so that I can meet the $50 minimum or whatever. So boom, 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 bada bam. That happened. And when she came back, she was like, your friend's not there. And he was like, okay, well, just leave the drink here. So he left the drink there. And then his friend came back and he was like, go get the bartender. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to go get the bartender, I might as well just go take her fucking drink to her. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a big deal. Baby, when I tell you, I should have just left that drink right there and minded my business. Now I know. I learned. Because I go to take Lala, whatever the heck her name is, the drink. I didn't even know it was hers, first of all. He said his friend. Take his friend, whatever. So his friend ended up ordering it for the girl. I kind of knew by the way it came out. It came out in like a champagne glass. So I kind of knew who it was for. But still, we had no confirmation. He said his friend. So I'm taking his friend the drink. And when I bring it, she was like, why are you bringing this? Are you a waitress? Or are you a dancer? Why are dancers bringing drinks to other dancers? And I'm like, girl, I didn't bring the drinks to you. He ordered this for his friend and I brought it. She was like, yeah, but it's for me. So why are you bringing it and not a bartender? And I'm like, girl, because I was being kind and bringing the drink. She set it down over there. And she was like, ooh, that's scary. And the old me, I ain't gonna lie. The old me, I'm glad I grew. Because the old me would have drank that drink or grabbed it and took it away or something. You know what I'm saying? I would have started a little scene, but I didn't. I just left. I got a little irritated, but I released the irritation and I left. And I got on stage, and she was to come on stage after me, right? And I'm going to end this shit here. She was to come on stage after me. And I know for a fact I was only on my 3rd song. But she came up, because it's supposed to do 3 songs. She came up on my 3rd song. I'm almost 100% sure. The DJ say it was my 4th. I'll give him that. But me, personally, I'm going to stick with the fact that it was my 3rd. You know, I'm not going to go like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, So, it's my 3rd song. I'm dancing. And she comes on the stage. And she comes up the stairs. And she's like basically telling me to get down without telling me to get down. And I'm like, no, it's the next one, baby. And she was like, are you mad? And I said, no, but you definitely were. And so she stormed off to the DJ booth. And I promise you, she had to have paid him some money. Because it was his 3rd day. He's a green DJ. He was fucking up and all type of shit. But anyways, she had to have paid him. Because she came back and she said, the DJ said get off the stage. And I smiled and I got off the stage. Because guess what, baby? I got off the stage and I went and maybe my other $100 and some to equal me out to about $77.33 an hour for when I was there. So I'm okay with I'm okay with how my night went, to be quite honest. And thank you for pulling me down the stage, because I made more money off the stage than you made on it, and then I would have made on it. So, but anyway, she came over and she's like, the DJ said get off the stage, and I just smiled and got my ass off the stage and went back and sat down with who I was sitting down with and finished my drink. And I told him, I was like, ooh, I told him about the whole little thing that happened. But I'm gonna add one more thing that I did. Like, I'm really not no scary ass bitch. Like, I'm not no green scary ass bitch. Like, a bitch get mean with me. Like, a bitch get greedy and nasty and shit with me. Like, I'm gonna be in your face with it. I'm not finna like be timid and stand back and be like, oh, you know, you're a mean girl. Like, no, bitch. Actually, I'm meaner. I reserve that shit. I only use it when I need to use it, for real. So at that time, when I was on the stage, I needed to use it. Like when she stormed over to the DJ booth, as she was storming over, I'm on the stage walking with her. You know what I'm saying? Like dancing in her direction. Like, yeah, bitch, say something else to me. Say something else. I'm not going nowhere. What's up? And so as she's walking back from the DJ booth, I'm doing the same thing. Like, yeah, honey, here I am, still in your face. And then obviously she says, yeah, she was so happy to say it too. The DJ said, get off the stage. And I'm like, okay, gladly, while you still on the stage working for free. You got a little, okay, I know I said I was leaving, but one more thing. So, when I got off the stage, and I went to go sit by the guy I was sitting by and finish my drink, and by the guy who ended up getting the dances from me or whatever, I noticed that the first guy that I was dancing with, who ordered her drink that I took to her, that the bitch got an attitude with, and he knew what happened, because obviously when she got an attitude, I came back, and I was like, I should have kept that damn drink here, what the fuck? I told him what happened. But anyways, I noticed he had went up and tipped her on stage. You did what? So I'm looking as he's tipping her, and I'm having a conversation with my friend. I'm sitting next to her. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. So after he got off, done tipping her, maybe $5, $10, no more than. I went over there and I said, excuse me, sir, you know who you just tipped, right? The rude bitch. You gonna tip a bitch that was being rude to me? Okay, you owe me another tip too, because my feelings are hurt. So he gave me like $30 in a guilt trip tip. Yeah, because bitch, what? He gave me more than you, and I wasn't on stage. But anyways. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to wash my son's hair. I'm going to go ahead and start packing. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to start packing because we got to leave in a couple of days. And I'm going to be like working my ass off up until we leave, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything together. And I pray to God I can make it to Peppermint Rhino. I want to make it to Peppermint Rhino so freaking bad. I've been trying for weeks and weeks. And it's just that waking up and trying to get there by 2:30. It's been a little bit of a struggle for me. But I'm going to do it today because I'm not going to go to sleep. So I don't have to wake up. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hustle, bustle, clean, do the things that I need to do. And some people that's going to be staying in my house. And so I'm going to help. I told them I was going to take like a video of how to get here and stuff and exchange the keys and all that stuff. So I'm going to work on a plan for that. And then if I have some time to kill left after that, I'm just going to go up to this pub that's right up the street from my house. Literally within walking distance, like a 2-minute walk, if that. And I'm going to have a drink and get a little quick bite before I go in and just chill up there. So I'm not even going to go to sleep. So I'm going to make it to Peppermint Rhino. I'm going to have a whole separate video for that. Or maybe I'll add it onto this one. I don't know. But I know this is already 22 minutes. And I have other videos that are like very long too from today. From me getting ready at Crazy Horse. Like a get ready with me stripper glam. Like that's why I say it was productive still, right? Like because I was able to create the content because there wasn't nobody there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was able to get myself ready and together and stuff. So like it's not like a complete loss. Like I am taking my wins, and wins are not always money. Ooh, this industry is helping me with the trauma that I have behind that, right? Like thinking money is the win, it's the ultimate win. No, it's not. Connections. Reward comes from within. It doesn't really even come from without. So whether it's a connection to yourself or connection to another human being, like when you connect the dots, period, that's the reward. So I'm going to leave on that note and go in here and handle my business. And thank God, give God praise. Like, hallelujah. Glory to you. Praises be to God. For real, for real. I love him so much. He is incredible. And one other thing, this is like the fourth other thing since I said one other thing. I am very aware. But I tried to put on lashes today. I really did. I tried to do some false clusters, and normally I've been very good at false clusters lately, but they just would not stay this morning. So I think I have some footage I'm gonna put on there. But anyways, I'm not gonna do lashes no more. I'm sticking with my mascara. I'm just not doing nothing additive at this point. Like I will certainly do my best to keep my nails done and keep my hair done, but without anything additive, right? Like just a little straightening, a little straightening, like nothing fake like that, you know what I'm saying? Like no extensions, no fake lashes, no fake nails, a little bit of foundation. We're giving as natural as we can go because it's a very rarity these days, and a lot of people appreciate it. And I appreciate the type of people that appreciate it. Like, that's my type of vibe, so it just vibes better. But anyways, I'm yapping and jawing at the mouth at this point, and I'll see you later. Hallelujah.